Hey, everybody, it is Karen Coffey, and I am the owner, founder of Karen Coffey Coaching, and I am here today. I'm so excited to talk with Jennifer Sparkle Johnson. She is my lead mindset coach, and we are here to talk to you women in business because you have a business. Maybe you're feeling overwhelmed. Maybe you're a little panicked. You're trying to do business in a pandemic. And so that is crazy hard to do at this particular time. And so I wanted to talk with Jennifer today because there's a mindset that is really helpful to you when you are just spinning. Sometimes you're trying to get everything done. Some of you have children starting back to school. You're doing the virtual school. You're trying to get it all packed in, and it's just, it's so frustrating, right, Jennifer?
A lot of moving parts right now. Yes, indeed. It is very frustrating. So many women are struggling with this. What do I do first? Because it's crazy right now.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. What do I do first? Not third, fourth, and fifth. I can't even get through the mornings. They're dressed. They got breakfast. They're out the door, or they're set up at their homeschool station on virtual computers. And how do I run my business? Right.
Yeah. Right. How do I keep my business a priority while taking care of, especially if they have kids, little ones. I mean, kids are one thing depending on the age, but little ones, often people have children with special needs. That's a whole nother dynamic. It's very confusing. And I'm finding a lot of people are very ungrounded. They need to get grounded. They need to get clear, and they need a plan and a path. They really do.
You know, the word I hear a lot is spinning. My life is spinning. I am just out of control. Chaos is another word that we hear a lot. But the other thing that we're seeing, and I think that we're just really primed in a place where we're seeing women be successful through this. They're really being able to lean in and systematize and get their mindset straight. So we're really seeing the other side of this, but it doesn't happen overnight, does it?
It does not happen overnight. And the other thing is, wanting change is one thing. We all want it. Being willing to take action to change is a whole nother dynamic. It's a whole nother commitment, but it really sets the tone of, I don't want to keep operating like this because nothing's working. And so when we can shift them from wanting to willing and then have that action plan, it's actually doable. And it takes the pressure off.
That's right. There's so much pain that can come from There's pain that comes from being out of control, being overwhelmed.
Yeah.
Let's talk about that. What's some of the pain that, we've heard that women are going through, really?
The biggest pain is in parking, meaning stuck there. So for so many women, the pain is not understanding how can I do this? What do I do? Like we said, what do I do first? But more importantly, how do I juggle all these things that have to be done in a day, especially with the kids? It's either they're going to school, they're not going to school, they're going to school. Wait, now it's 2 days a week and some of it's digital learning. It's confusing. And so even though those that don't have children, they still are dealing with a pandemic. So the biggest thing that people are realizing is it's all relative to them and their specific situation. So women who have kiddos, one dynamic. Women who don't, they're still dealing with whatever they're dealing with family via spouse, relatives right around them, parents, that kind of thing. But they're also dealing with their own personal struggles of their own emotions around COVID. COVID-19 has been happening for so long now that people are getting to their wits' end, and they are really starting to get really, really stretched to the max. And that's not healthy, number one, but they need help. They need help to know, how can I handle this? How can I be okay during this pandemic for myself? And how can I be okay during this pandemic for my family?
That's right.
And absolutely, how can I make sure I have a business now and at the end of this? Because that's what it really comes down to.
I mean, there's so many of us out there that we cannot wait till the pandemic is over to start making money, to start supporting our families, to continue what it is that we're doing. And, it's sometimes we listen to every guru, every webinar, everything out there trying to you just want to pull your hair out. Finally, you get to that place. And it's just like your dream is dying on the vine. It's just, gosh, there's got to be a way. And so we found the way.
Number one, we have the way. Yes.
But there is a lot of pain around it and a lot of spinning. So, let's just talk about the first or one thing that if you're a woman in business, take out a pen and paper, take notes, because this is going to help you through. We don't have time to wait. You don't have time to wait to make money, to be success, to take care of your family. And so let's just talk about some ways to overcome it.
Well, the first thing is really what I love is what you said. People want to make money now, but they're waiting for this to be over. Stop that. So
Oh my
that's number
gosh.
one. Stop that.
No.
You don't need to wait for COVID-19 to quote unquote complete, be done, over, whatever you want to put in there.
Right.
You have the ability right now to stop operating as you are. So number one, you got to change your mindset.
Mm-hmm.
The way to do that is to make the decision, I'm no longer willing to tolerate living out of control. We have the opportunity every step of the way, every day. The gift in all of this, we are the only ones that can control our emotions on how we're going to experience something.
That's right.
And so until we make that decision that we're going to change, nothing will change. So first of all, be willing to stop and go from wanting into action and doing and creating and having. Change your ing, if you will, and also make that decision. I'm not willing to tolerate this anymore. I am not willing to almost be at breakdown, mental breakdown. The stress that women are experiencing right now, it is not safe. Stress is a killer. We all know that. So people are worried about COVID. You got to look at the stress that you're impacting and implementing and accepting in your life right now.
Right.
You don't have to live like that.
Yeah.
So make a decision to change.
Right. So write that down. I mean, most people don't change unless it's painful enough. They really don't.
Always.
It's always, right? So you're coasting along and you're like, okay, COVID came and you said, okay, I have to pivot. I have to change. I have to do something different. And maybe it worked for you and maybe it didn't. Maybe it worked for a limited amount of time. And there's a wasp right next to me. Hold on. He's just sniffing around. I'll be fine. I'm like, wow, that's interesting. I think they have a nest in my chair, but anyway, no big deal. But you might be.
You might want to decide to change your chair.
I made it. Let me change my ing. And I'll be right back. No, I love live. That's all right. It's all good.
It's all good. It's real, people.
But, it may have worked. And now you're like, but I'm stuck. Like you said, I love it. Look, I'm parked. I cannot get to the next level. Don't wait. I'm just going to add on to what you said, Jennifer, that don't wait until you're in so much pain that your family is spinning out of control, that you're arguing and you're at each other's throats because you're stressed out. You're not at the level that you want to be. I know Jennifer and I both, my whole team, we want you to be in that place of, we are, that place of, my life is good. My life
it is good.
It is wonderful. This, not that COVID is wonderful. No, we know that. But this is not, I didn't take my foot off the gas. I leaned in, I made it happen. And so let's move on. So making that decision is number one.
Yeah, and realize COVID does not need to determine your destination. That's really important. COVID is real. Everything that's happening in this life is real. Most of us, unfortunately, know someone who has been very ill or has died from COVID, or someone who does. So we've all had an experience in some way, shape, or form of what it can do. You can live in fear, false evidence appearing real, or you can actually decide, again, there's the decision. I'm not going to let what's going on in the world stop me from helping and serving my clients and customers that need me.
Oh,
this is still happening. You just have to make the choice that you want to participate in everything that's happening. So it's about coming from behind the curtain, if you will, standing tall, making that decision. I'm ready. I'm ready to stop living like this. I am ready to finally put my business back on track. I'm not going to accept that everything has to be what other people may be experiencing. I can create what I want for my family. You got to be willing to see what you want. The world is different right now. Everything is different in how we operate. So you're either going to course correct and show up powerfully, or you're going to stay stuck. And again, there's so much pain in parking. So I really want to encourage everybody to think for just a moment, if I wasn't living like I am right now, what do I want by the end of the year? What do I want by the end of the year for myself, for my family, for my business? If I get out of my comfort zone and create my business, show up for my business, do what I need to do for my business, it's going to help you. It's going to take care of your family, and you're going to know that you have a business at the other end of this. You can finish the year strong. You had dreams January of 2020. Don't let right now and the past, if we rewind these past few months, don't let the past determine your ultimate out goal by the end of the year. You don't need to. You can turn it around right now.
Absolutely. What you said is there are people that need you right now. So if you're a woman in business, there are people and you have a decision. You are either contracting or you're expanding. You're contracting into yourself and your home, or you're expanding out into your communities and actually helping people. Don't let the mind trash get you. Stop letting yourself, whatever that voice is, say, just wait. Just wait till this is over. Or no, I really don't make that big of an impact. You are kidding yourself. And the one thing that I love that Sparkle, you do, and for those listening, I call her Jennifer sometimes it just depends. But the one thing that you do for our clients is, this is not just, we have business coaches that teach skills and strategies and systems and how to make things happen and get those leads in. But if we don't have the container to hold that thinking, that expansion, that moving forward, we're just going to stay stuck. And so you do so much more than that, but that is one of the things that you do. And listen, folks, your business is helping people. You are impacting. Don't contract. You need to expand. And so, make sure that you're really back out there helping people.
And the other thing I want people to do for just a moment, and again, at the top of this, Karen said, lean in, take notes. I'm going to ask everyone to be honest with yourself for just a moment. You know yourself best. You know your situation best. From a place of integrity and honesty, and you're not sharing this answer with anyone but yourself, has your confidence been rocked? Have you lost your steam? Have you lost the desire, the ability, the belief that you can do this? Like Karen talks about, it's mind trash. Those things that we're saying to ourselves, because we're talking to ourselves 24/7. If you're thinking that, you're actually saying that to yourself as well. So be honest. If any of that is true for you, if you've noticed any insecurities of, can I do this? Can I do this now? Can I do this with everything else I'm trying to juggle? Or you notice your confidence has been rocked a little bit. Today is your day to stop operating like that. This is about loving yourself enough to make change.
Yeah. So I want you guys to answer that question right now. Has it been rocked? Has something changed in yourself? How do we light that fire again in you? I always, years ago, I had a system called Ignite the Flame. And it was about igniting the flame in you that burns so brightly that nobody can put it out. Not COVID, not virtual school, not kids, not family members. Family members can be the biggest, dampest towel you ever met. It's like, oh, geez, how do I burn through this? But it is your time. It is right now. Don't let anything determine your future. Jennifer, I always love what you said. Now's the perfect time. Between now and the end of the year, there's still time.
Oh, yes.
There's a lot of time. There's way too much time. There's more than enough time.
Yes.
For everyone to really grasp that goal, grasp what it is that they wanted. And something has shifted in all of us, I believe, during this. And I'm not saying it's all bad. Right. A lot of it, to be more introspective, to really go, who am I authentically? One of the things I don't want any of our female clients doing is being aggressive and selling like a man. We love men. We absolutely, we have some fabulous men in our program, but it is about being authentic, and it's being your authentic self. So maybe you're struggling with, well, I don't even know who I am. I don't know how to get those sales without being aggressive. Or the last training I went to was, things that they've been doing for hundreds of years, decades. And maybe you were the only chick in the room. I don't know. And that just doesn't work. Let me tell you, it'll work for a small amount of time.
It doesn't feel good though.
Oh, you're going to burn and churn and you're going to be through it. So there is a
Oh, that's horrible. Oh, no.
Like, oops, yuck. I can remember when I first got into sales, I went to all these classes, and they were all very masculine energy, hyper testosterone, very, go get him, grab him by the collar and drag him in and, beat him.
Unga bunga?
What's that?
Unga bunga?
Yeah, unga bunga. I can't believe you said that. That is great. And it's just like, no, now is not that time. But I think this time of being introspective hopefully has allowed many women in business to just think for a moment, who do I want to be? How do I want to be? How do I want to be seen? How do I want to attract people into my life that really want to work with me, that really want to share my space, so to speak?
Yeah.
Business is just another form of expression.
Yeah.
And that's ourselves, or it should be our authentic self. So anyway, I know I'm kind
All
of
right.
going on a tangent there, but
Yeah,
it's
that's okay. So one thing that I love that you said though is that's exactly it. And so hand in hand with a little bit of assignment there for them to think about. Karen, you're so right. It now is their time, because let's just say before, even last week,
yeah,
you were who you were last week. So when you're writing out any insecurities, or your confidence has been rocked, anything like that, now really think about, who do I want to be? So if you had at this moment the ability, because we all do, to turn it around and to be exactly who you want to be as your authentic true self, go there, see it, dream it, believe it. These last few months, it's like a shedding of our skin,
oh
and
yeah,
a rebirthing, right?
yes, absolutely.
and and everyone has the opportunity to experience that. They really do.
They do. I cannot tell you how many times I've reinvented myself because I didn't know who I was.
That's right.
From I think we all do this. From childhood, we come into adulthood, we're the way we should be. We think we
Yes.
the way we should, or the way we think we should. And
Should.
then
Yeah.
we get married, have kids, and we build our lives. And then maybe that doesn't always go so great. And sometimes it does, and that's wonderful. But even within, if things are going perfectly, we still rebirth ourselves. It's still a redo. And
Yes.
I love that you said that, because now whoever you were last week, that's
Hmm.
who you were last week.
Right.
Today is the first day. I know that old saying, today is the first day of the rest of your life, but it really is. And you can recreate that at any time, at any
Let
moment.
Let's just say today is the first day of your next chapter.
There you
Let's
go.
go there. Yeah.
Let's do
Yeah.
that.
Because we don't want to be the same old, because we're not.
No.
And at the same time, what's so awesome is, yeah, who do I want to be now?
mm, yeah.
It's
How do
good.
I want to feel?
Yeah.
What emotions do I want to have? What
What
success?
am I willing to stop tolerating?
What am I willing to stop tolerating? And a lot of you are
Yeah.
tolerating a lot. Come closer to the camera
Mhm.
and let me just tell you.
Yeah, yeah, lean in.
Oh, lean in and be
And don't
truthful.
look at the person next to you that you're like, mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Don't do that. Don't do that.
Give me
Yeah,
material. No, look at yourself in the
yeah.
mirror and go, all right,
I'm
what
done.
now?
I'm done living in the past.
Yeah, for sure.
And the beauty is, any moment we can make that decision. And so right now, if you're tired of wondering, struggling with overwhelm, time management, the kiddos, or if you don't have kids, all of it, it comes down to the core essence of, you're living a stressful life.
Yeah,
And if you're living a stressful life, you don't need to anymore. You really don't. And that's really what it comes down to.
right. So, at the beginning of the call, we talked about making a decision. So to
Right.
wrap, to just to kind of put everything together,
Yeah.
we talked about, making that decision and being willing to be like in flow, be in make that decision to really move forward with your business at this time. And then what are some other things that to really take in control of their day, maybe some thoughts, mindset, affirmations, anything like that when it
Absolutely.
comes. Yeah.
Yeah, and the basics is always go to gratitude. I know most of it have heard us. We've heard it. We've heard others say it. But I really want you to think about for a moment, anything that you're annoyed with, bothered by, frustrated with,
Triggered.
it doesn't
Triggered.
matter. Yeah, totally triggered. If you flip it upside down, so think of a sand hourglass, right? So a sand hourglass, the sand is dripping, sand is dripping. Flip it upside down. So at the top of the hourglass, it could be the frustrations, the struggles. The moment that we flip it upside down, we get halfway, the sand
Mm-hmm.
stops for a moment. That's a pause. As you continue to turn it all the way upside down. Now the stuff that you don't want is at the bottom, and the top is all possibility.
Yeah.
So remember that sand hourglass, when we're flipping it, the sand stops for that millimoment. That is your pattern interrupt. That is your choice of change moment.
Yeah.
Take it. What do I want now? And literally, I have people that will do this. They'll draw their own little hourglass, or you can print one out, whatever. And now you write on the top, what are the possibilities? What do you want, and how do you want to get there? What do you need to get there? Because if you can claim it, you're open to that possibility, and you will be able to take action and take steps to receive it. So absolutely make the decision, be honest with yourself, paint your vision, turn everything into gratitude. It doesn't matter what the situation is. There's all kinds of situations, guys, right now especially. It stinks. It just does. But if we can find the gem, there is always a gem, always a lesson in there, even if we don't like it at the moment because we're in it. There's always a gift. So when you go to gratitude, it will automatically change your mindset so that you can see things differently. Because we've got to shift the mindset so that we can see clear. We can have clarity. Because if we don't shift the mindset, we're operating from chaos. Chaos is confusing. Chaos is fuzzy. It doesn't work. So that's the first thing you really want to do.
Yeah. I'll tell you, I'm going to challenge everyone. When you talk about gratitude, Jen, it's key. And, everybody's like, oh, well, of course, yes, I'm grateful. In my life, I'm still depressed. I'm still stuck. I'm still not moving forward. So when we talk about gratitude, we're not talking about just being grateful for my health, my family, my business, my home, things like that. I want you to really, I'm going to challenge you, get really deep on your gratitudes, really dig deep on, I am grateful that 10 fingers, 10 toes. I am grateful for the fact that I can communicate well, that I have friends that I can speak to online, that I have a community of people in a group, or just wrapping their arms around me, or that I have a roof over my head. And I know that we're all very grateful for that. But really think about that for a moment. When we're getting into, because it can be chaotic in the mornings throughout your day, you're trying to get your business and you've got family everywhere running around and you're just like, oh my gosh, I can't handle it all.
Right.
If you can turn that hourglass, pause, and then gratitude is on top, the good stuff, the positive, that will cover anything that you have been spinning about, anything that you've been overwhelmed about. And for a moment, you're going to be able to breathe. You will come through this. You've come through it 1,000 times before. Now, what will you do next? What will you do next? I'm just going to invite you to join me and Jennifer and our whole entire team. We've set aside some time to just go a little more in depth. And I want to invite you. But Jen, before I do that, any parting thoughts?
Please know you don't have to stay where you are. If you're staying stuck, it's stagnant. None of us were meant to be stagnant. We were all meant to live and grow and thrive. And it's your moment. I just want everyone to take it.
Oh, that's beautiful. You're living, breathing, beautiful women, beautiful people. And stagnation does not look good on you. So it doesn't look good on any of us.
Yeah.
Join me. We've set aside some time. We've got a presentation. It's the 5 steps that our clients are taking to get the kind of results that we're seeing. I mean, we've seen $0 to $4 million in just 2 months' time. We have seen 10 to 20 new clients in 1 month. We've seen people leaving their jobs for full-time jobs to be in full-time business and making about 100K in 90 days. So no matter where, during this pandemic, this isn't like,
this is during a pandemic, people. Well, Karen, so you're sharing the results, which is 100% important.
Yeah.
And don't forget, we are seeing people come to life, build their confidence, show up for themselves and their families and their business. And that's beautiful.
Lives changed. Yeah. Nobody hired a coach just to have a coach. They hire a coach to have results. I always say that. And if our clients aren't getting results, then why do we wake up in the morning? There's no reason for us to be here. We have no interest in a new client that doesn't get results. So no matter where you're at, no matter what you're doing, no matter what you're facing, we've seen it. We've been through it, and we know how to take you to the other side. And it's not me. I'll tell you, it's not me alone. It's a collaborative think tank of all of us here at Karen Coffey Coaching. And I'm just going to tell you, it's not my brilliance. It's the brilliance of the team that when we take you on, there's no way but up. There's no alternative. You're going to be moving. You will not be stagnant, but you'll be moving in the right direction. So anyway, join me. I kept you long enough. KarenCoffey.com/making agents wealthy. I hope you'll join me. It's the 5 steps our clients are using right now to get these results. And guys, thank you so much for being here. Love you. Jennifer, love it every
Bye,
time.
guys.
Bye.
Thank you, Karen.